Start of the new year, just a week away now. It's time for some reflection on the events of 2018.
Tonight, our own Jon Keller is looking back at major local news stories of this year and what they say about the state of our physical and institutional infrastructure.
Let's start with some local infrastructure failures. One of the worst gas explosions in U.S. history hit the Merrimack Valley in September, killing a man and forcing 30,000 people from their homes for months. The apparent cause, incompetent gas pipe replacement work by Columbia Gas. The MBTA continued to suffer from derailments, faulty equipment, and a range of other breakdowns, with commuter rail service especially hard hit. With billions in new investment and new trains on the way, T officials are promising better days ahead.
I'm running out of patience.
But they didn't come soon enough to save T General Manager Luis Ramirez from losing his job less than a year in. And when a March nor'easter caused eye-popping flooding in Boston's Seaport District, it highlighted the city's vulnerability to rising seas and increasingly volatile storms. But there were moments of competence for our political infrastructure this year, including an unusual grand bargain brokered on Beacon Hill between business, labor, and activist groups that kept divisive tax questions off the November ballot. It was the spirit of compromise that paved the way for Governor Charlie Baker to ride his well-funded campaign infrastructure to re-election.
He's got it!
And how about the team Alex Cora and the Red Sox constructed this year? It was built to win now, and that's what they did. The fourth Boston World Series victory since 2004. And as the year ends, our state's newest business, the pot industry, is finally up and running, raking in big dollars. Perhaps the tax revenues from it will help rebuild faltering local infrastructure elsewhere.
And John, I know we often all grumble about how many vehicles are on the road, but watching this, we have some hope in terms of infrastructure here.
We're moving in the right direction. And unlike Washington, D.C., our political institutions seem to be working reasonably well. Those are all positive signs for the future. We're just establishing a new revenue source in the marijuana industry, like it or not. So, and you know what else? Tourism to Massachusetts is way up, while in other parts of the country it's down. So there's a lot of reasons to feel good about Massachusetts. And you know what? You look at the election results last November, another big story this year, and voters reaffirmed the status quo. That tells you something about how people are feeling.
They like rubber stamp.
We're moving the needle when it comes also to health rankings, quality of life rankings in New England. Among the strongest states is Massachusetts.
Yeah, I would say that's also a good news story. That's too much good news for me, though.
Right,
I gotta go back to my normal form tomorrow.
Go curmudgeon.
All right, Jon Keller, thank you very much.
Thank you.